YouTubers, gamers, and moviegoers, what's going on, guys? I'm the Messiah, this is Messiah Entertainment, and 2018 was a great year for movies. It was a great year for action movies, for superhero movies, for animated movies, and we're going to count down the top 10 of those films today. This is my top 10 best films of 2018. Clocking in at number 10, Overlord. What is there not to love about World War II Nazi zombies? I mean, they're not really zombies, but they're kind of reanimated corpses, so you kind of get the idea. I love original science fiction films, and this film is absolutely no exception. This film was so freaking dope from the beginning of the film to the very last frame. The action continuously comes at you, and it doesn't stop. I was totally hyped up from the trailers, and the movie definitely delivers on being totally awesome and badass. I've definitely got to watch it again. Coming in at number 9, Halloween. I absolutely love this film. This is really awesome to see a classic slasher horror film like this get brought back to the big screen, and it's not like the Rob Zombie like trying to do super edgy kind of, be different and whatnot. It felt like an OG Halloween movie. Like the old school original Halloween films, it felt on that level. They definitely leave it open for sequels. I'll let you do with that what you want, but I felt like for a revival, like a reboot sort of thing, or technically a slight reboot because it still counts the first film. For a reboot, Jamie Lee Curtis comes back and knocks it out. The new characters come back in, knock it out. The stuff they do with Michael's kills in this one are absolutely awesome. It was perfect for coming out around the time of Halloween in the month of October. It was a perfect Halloween movie. Up next, number 8, Incredibles 2. This film has been years in the making. When did the first one come out? 2004? This is such a big part of my childhood. This was right during that golden age of Pixar films. When you were a kid and Pixar, that Pixar film is the best one ever. This was it for pretty much me and all my friends. We were all so excited to see Incredibles 2. The first one is a classic. This one, I think, was very much well worth the wait. It felt like a great evolution of the story from the previous one. The villain was a little weak, but everything else, watching Jack get his new powers, watching the mom get back into the superheroing game, all that stuff, the dynamic between the brother and the sister, everything, it makes me super glad that we have a sequel. Number 7, Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't know how Mission Impossible over the years has just become the top spy franchise. Probably has something to do with Tom Cruise nearly killing himself every goddamn film. Somebody really got to pull him back. The way he's jumping from roof to roof, jumping off of planes and whatnot, and free falling through the air, all of this is done practically, and the film benefits from it because it looks so freaking awesome. It's so action-packed to the edge of your seat. At the end of the day, Mission Impossible is the top dog when it comes to spy movies. It passed Bourne, it passed James Bond with the stunts and the action and the, actually, I think better, a little bit stronger storylines as of late. It's just the top dog when it comes to spy movies. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see what they do next. What the hell next? Is space? I mean, I saw in an interview, Tom Cruise actually said they're considering trying to do something in space. This franchise is freaking awesome. Number 6, Creed 2. Now, like I said in the initial review, I was a little bit nervous when I heard Ryan Coogler wasn't coming back, but this dude, Stephen Cable Jr., the director of this film, absolutely knocked it out the park. I honestly gotta say, watching from Creed 1 to Creed 2, this is my favorite of the two. The action in this movie is insane. The way it's shot looks really nice. The acting, again, top notch. And the new guys, Victor Drago and his son and everything, they absolutely kill it. The dude is a freaking monster. He's a tank. The storyline is a good progression of his relationship, of his boxing career. It feels like, this is a monumental moment for him. This is a monumental moment in the Rocky franchise. This is old ghosts from the past revisiting to haunt you. And it's really awesome. Everybody was on the edge of their seat during that final confrontation, and you feel the hype. You feel like you're watching this monumental fight about to happen. Also, the soundtrack is really dope. So there's that. Number 5, Bumblebee. Say what? We got another Transformers movie on the list? We never thought we'd see the day. But Travis Knight, the guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings and a few other films, man, he just knocks it out the park. This is what we've been wanting to see from the Transformers universe. Less emphasis on the crazy, big, bombastic action. Take it back and just focus on a smaller story. There's only one Transformer Autobot in this movie that's of any significance. There's only maybe like 2 Decepticons. It's a much more smaller, contained Transformers film than any of the other ones. There's no big artifact that you have have to get. It's just a nice small story about this girl bonding with her robot. And you've seen that in some other films, but the way they do it here with the whole 80s spin and everything. Don't get me wrong, there's some really awesome action, especially like the stuff on Cybertron. You know, I wouldn't mind a whole film taking place there, you know. I think people have been saying that for years, but you know, those scenes on Cybertron look really nice, and even the stuff on Earth looks really freaking dope. It's just, you know, it's not the main focus. You know, there's more focus on story and whatnot, character development, than there is on the big explosions and stuff. As much as I have a special place in my heart for that very first Transformers film, and even the third Transformers film, I gotta say, I really like this new direction that they're going in, and I want to see more from this film. Number 4, Deadpool 2. I've gotta admit, I really think this is a little bit funnier than the first Deadpool. You can tell that, you know, this is a lot more of a bigger budget film. There's a lot more CGI and whatnot, but it doesn't distract. It only plays into the humor, really. The story surprised me. I didn't expect them to start off the way that they did, and this movie has probably one of the best end credit scenes of all time. Better than any Marvel end credit scene. It was just the funniest thing ever. Absolutely loved the hell out of this movie. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. I absolutely love this movie. This was like the sleeper hit. I just did not expect to be as good as it was. I saw the trailer and it looked interesting, but this movie, I was not prepared for how awesome this thing was. It makes me wish so desperately that I'd gone to the panel back at Comic-Con, because this movie was so freaking cool. The animation, the voice acting, the fact that they pulled from some of my favorite comic book arcs and whatnot. I loved it. The fact that they melded different parts of the multiverse together. So awesome. Stuff that you never really see in like a live action Spider-Man film. They did the whole thing here, and it was totally freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. It had a beautiful soundtrack to match the beautiful animation. I really hope this film gets a sequel, because we need more movies like this. This was beautiful. One of my favorite Spider-Man films ever. Up there with some of my other favorite superhero films ever. And it's animated. Don't let the fact that it's animated make you sleep on this film. It's freaking awesome. Number 2. Black Panther. Of course it's Black Panther. What else could it possibly be? I absolutely loved this movie when it came out. The soundtrack was something I was listening to for weeks, and I would say probably at least a month or two afterwards. To see Wakanda in its full extent like this was freaking awesome. To see the inner workings of the Black Panther, had some great action in it, some good cinematography. The acting on Michael B. Jordan's part and Chadwick Boseman's part, really good stuff. I was really enjoying it. Yes, the plot isn't the most, you know, revolutionary out of all the Marvel films. We've seen this sort of plot before, but the way that they executed in this film was absolutely dope. The look and feel of Wakanda is freaking awesome. There's some really cool action scenes, it's particularly the one inside the casino or whatever that's in South Korea. That was really dope. Ryan Coogler absolutely knocked it out the box. Definitely deserving of the number 2 spot. And on to, of course, number 1, Avengers Infinity War. I saw this film so many times in theaters. It wasn't so many times, maybe like 3. But point is, I saw this film so many times when it came out. I absolutely loved it. They did a great job with the action, showing the stuff on Wakanda, showing the stuff on Titan, showing how they had to keep Thanos off balance. Thanos, the CGI for him was really freaking good. The stuff that he was doing with the Infinity Gauntlet was really dope. Some of the stuff with all the heroes getting to use some aspect of their power, to see Doctor Strange and Thanos go at it as like masters of magic and whatnot, that was freaking cool. The fact that they were able to juggle all these different characters and do it in interesting ways that, you know, twisted our expectations and whatnot, and really it made us guess what was going to happen at the end of the movie. It just knocked it out the park. And then to have those final few moments of the film, just everybody disappearing. The fact that they're able to capture the humor of the Guardians and Thor and keep the seriousness of certain characters and, you know, add in a little bit of the cockiness of Iron Man and Doctor Strange, yet, you know, when it gets to Captain America and the rest of those guys, you know, the story gets a little bit more real for a second. Then, you know, we go to Black Panther and everybody seems like they have just about enough time in the movie. It doesn't seem like really skimp over anybody. Super well done. Absolutely loved it, and I am so hyped for what we're getting in Avengers Endgame. That trailer looks so freaking good. But that is my list of my top films of 2018. It was a great year for films. That is just my opinion. I'm sure you guys got your own. Let me know in the comment section down below what were your guys' top films of 2018. As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, guys. That's it for today. I'm the Messiah. This is Messiah Entertainment. I will see you guys next time. Peace.